afternoon and welcome to CityCast. We bring to you stories from Bangalore. This is Roshni Nair.
And I'm Shreya Sopa, and here are the headlines. Bellandur burns again as marshals stand helpless.
Data shows only 20% of women freelancers registered.
Home gardening leads to growth in profit for nurseries. Bellandur lake bed burns again. Lake marshals are unable to control fire. Our reporter Tarab Zaidi tells us why this is so.
The Bellandur lake bed was on fire for the second time in 15 days. Around 22 marshals have been deployed since 2018 in the area to prevent illegal garbage dumping and burning incidents. They now come under the jurisdiction of the BBMP commissioner, but these marshals are unable to extinguish as they lack enough resources.
रात हो गया था, फिर अगला दिन हम फायर ब्रिगेड को कॉल किया और मॉर्निंग 9:30 को वो लोग आया था और मार्शल्स और फायर ब्रिगेड टीम मिलके इवनिंग 4:30 तक हमने पूरा स्मोक और फायर को क्लियर कर दिया.
As per the marshals, dry leaves in the lake caught fire when a man left a burning cigarette butt on the lake bed. The lake marshals faced difficulty in putting the fire off due to lack of adequate fire extinguishers and no water tanks.
Been provided with that fire extinguisher.
The lake is susceptible to fires, especially in the summer, because dry leaves increase the chances of fire spreading, and the fire continues to rage for hours due to delay in bringing in water tanks and extinguishers to service 912 acres around the lake. The solid and hazardous waste from industries and residential complexes in Bellandur is being dumped into the lake since ages now, and when the leaves along with this waste catch fire, it releases poisonous gases. Environmentalists suggest that there need to be a check on people entering the zone and proper availability of fire extinguishers so small fire incidents are prevented that may lead to bigger ones.
There is itchiness in the eye, in the respiratory tract, and difficulty in breathing.
The smoke clouds above Bellandur and delay in fire treatment due to lack of equipment supply from the BBMP is becoming a matter of concern, as the city will experience a dry summer for another 3 months. This is Tarab Zaidi reporting for the CityCast.
Women freelancers find it difficult to work. Our reporter Shreya Sopa speaks to them and tells us more about their difficulties.
The COVID-19 pandemic has driven high demand for freelancers. In spite of increase in new freelancing registration in online freelancing platforms, the number of women freelancers is comparatively less than men. Data from a think tank platform Flexing It shows only 20% of women freelancers have registered in the pandemic against 42% of men.
At least for past 2 to 3 years, I have been hiring freelancers now. Men's applications are higher compared to that of women in the development sector.
Women freelancers are also hesitant to apply for freelance job because they are facing a drop in their income due to increase in competition during the pandemic.
It was going difficult for me as clients were also requesting, since it's work from home, you can do the work, but it was not feasible for all of us. And I really tried hard to negotiate.
Tandem study of women in gig economy in India shows that even in freelancing there is a high level of gender-related occupational segregation.
Studio in Bangalore. I teach dance to children. If I want to take the online classes, it is really difficult for me as I have to do the household work also.
Experts say women are less in freelancing market due to the factors like price negotiation, confidence, and the way they are perceived in terms of policy of work.
Many women who are freelancing are, they are not working full time at it as a man. Many women who are freelancing is something that they are doing along with everything else.
The internet density data by the National Family and Health Survey shows only 42% of women in India uses internet, and as freelancing becomes reliant on technology, the limited access may reduce their participation. This is Shreya Sopa reporting for CityCast. Many Bangaloreans are taking up home gardening. Our reporter Roshni Nair tells us how nursery deal with the growing demand.
Many nurseries in Ramohalli and Ketohalli say business shot up by 30 to 40% as compared to pre-COVID times. Nursery owners say there is a great demand for dahlia, rose, creepers and other ornamental plants.
काफी डेली के रूटीन से काफी स्ट्रेस हो जाता था, तो मैं दिन में 2-3 घंटे जो है गार्डनिंग करती थी, तो उससे मुझे स्ट्रेस में काफी रिलीफ मिलता था. ऑर्गेनिक वेजिटेबल्स लगाई हुई, मतलब हेल्थ बेनिफिट्स होते थे.
To cut costs pertaining to soil and pests, home gardeners now use other mediums such as sand, coconut husks and rice hulls to grow plants. They also make their own water sprinklers instead of buying new ones.
20 to 30% ಆಯ್ತು ಸೇಲ್. ಇದು ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ತಾನೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರು ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ.
The horticulture department says they promote terrace and kitchen gardening by providing training of modern techniques like soilless farming using organic waste.
Sales, I think it's almost double. But for the entire state horticulture parks and garden related, they even conduct a terrace gardening training also.
Environmentalists say that having green cover on your terrace automatically makes your home cooler. This helps in saving energy and prevents carbon emissions from air conditioners.
Carbon dioxide, other pollutants in the atmosphere, and they give out fresh oxygen. They're recycling their kitchen waste, they're using it in their home gardens.
Experts also say that there are small insects and other microorganisms living in symbiosis with the plants. This makes your home gardens act as reservoirs of biodiversity. This is reporter Roshi Nair signing off for CityCast. We will be right back after a short break. Stay tuned for more stories.
Welcome back. Rental bikes are not safe. Our reporter Antara Gupta tells us what makes it dangerous on the street.
According to Jayanagar Police Station, Bengaluru, accidents due to vandalized rental bikes have gone up by 22% since 2020. As per a report by Bengaluru Traffic Police Department, even though the total number of road accidents has dipped from 3,236 in 2020 to 615 in 2021, the dilapidated state of rental bikes continue to pose a threat for commuters on road.
कभी साइड मिरर नहीं होता, ब्रेक काम नहीं करता, कभी पंचर होता, कभी कभी हेलमेट भी नहीं, और ट्रैफिक पुलिस वाले रैंडमली आके पकड़ लेते.
These rental bikes often do not meet the criteria of bike fitness certificate that is mandatory for two-wheelers in Bengaluru. Customers often report road accidents due to faulty brakes and wobbly wheels. For instance, companies such as Bounce Bikes have reported over 2,000 such cases per month. The Traffic Police Department of the city says that they are working closely with these companies to ensure that these bikes are completely safe for the users. The company will now share the data of the offenders with other mobility companies and the police.
We are making sure that the offenders are penalized heavily. Vandalizing of these bikes is after all a criminal offence.
The companies are now looking at implementing potential stringent measures that could help bring down the cases of vandalism and threat. The rental companies are now looking at technical solutions and user education. They believe that stringent measures such as blacklisting users will help bring down the cases and have already helped immensely. This is Antara Gupta for CityCast signing.
At-home saloon services see a spike in booking as compared to physical saloons. Our reporter Arpita Ajay Kumar tells us more.
At-home app-based salon services like Urban Company Salon at Home and others claim that they have seen an increase in bookings for beauty services by 45%. They say their affordable beauty packages, which includes multiple services in a package, is the most in demand.
Suddenly the number of clients have increased after the lockdown, and I think it's mainly because people fear going out.
According to Akhila Karnataka Beauty Parlour Association, the salons in Bangalore are facing a 30% decrease in footfall as compared to pre-COVID times.
We had a number of people visiting our salon each day before COVID, but now the numbers have decreased by 30 to 40%. Only our regular customers who used to come frequently are coming these days. New customers are very less.
Customers say as each item is sanitized in front of the customers and disposed after the use, there is some assurance of the safety in comparison to regular salons.
Booking services to be done at home is very easy, and these days hygiene is a major concern. When people come at home, they sanitize things in front of us, giving us assurance of the hygiene and safety.
Experts say that the businesses are still taking time to revive, but salon industry will soon bounce back. I am Arpita J. Kumar reporting for CityCast.
Thank you for watching CityCast. Do log on to citycast.in for more such stories.